So, got these two horses. If you've been following me any amount of time, been on my internet, I've ridden them both. The blonde one, I've had quite a few videos with and made him seem like a crazy horse. He's really not that crazy. He's had crazy moments, but they've been turned out a little while, and I hadn't messed with them in a couple of months at least, and decided about time to start working with them. I rode that paint horse maybe twice, just literally got on his back. I just figured get him back up before it took too long, because a day turned into two, and two to a couple of months. So just kind of going to restart a little bit on these. Start with groundwork, start with basics, and then go from there. And just kind of document that journey of these two horses. This is, by the way, these are the half brothers of Cat Squirrel. The other horse I've been working with. He's a really, really good little horse, and I want to rope him. It's always good to just, you're going to be swinging a rope on them, at least in my life. You're going to be swinging a rope on them. So just rope them, I like it. It's good practice too to actually rope an animal that moves versus a standstill dummy, which has its place too, but it's good to rope them. So I'm just going to pick one, see who presents themselves, and kind of go for it. Seems like boy here is ready, or doesn't want to run. He's actually one I roped yesterday. He was slower than the paint horse, and so already he's good about, you can tell, he's been worked with. He's not just out of the wild. He follows along. There's slack in my loop here. Rope this paint. See what he lets me do here. Get him going the other way. This is what I'm set up. Well, he's not gonna do anything, is he? All right. I really got to work on handling my calls better. They all go in the fray. But again, this is the fact I was swinging that rope and he didn't run out of dodge is a testament to. I remember when I worked with him in my other videos, which are on YouTube, of me working with this horse. He was really unbothered by quite a lot. They're all three of these brothers they're just good horses. They're really good, sound-minded, seems like, to me anyway. I'm gonna start here by patting around. It's always a good idea not to have too much here of a slack. A little bit though, in order, if he tries to go take forward and kick or something like that, you can pull him maybe back around where his rear end will swing out away from you. I'm gonna stick with him here as he's moving. I'm patting him with this rope. One side and the other. I've heard it said two different horses on two different sides. Do what you do on one side, do on the other. Learned that from my dad, and I think everybody keeps up with that principle. A key aspect of training horses, what I've noticed across multiple disciplines of training horses, is pressure and release. You want them to seek out release. When you're on their back, you're putting a foot in them on one side to find release. Move that way, and I'll yield myself. I'll yield that pressure off of you once you do what you're needing to do. Right now I'm just doing that. I'm just kind of seeing what all he retained, how he's doing. He seems to me to be really in sound mind. He is not, you can tell he's not snorting and blowing and ears all, forward and just scared, acting scared. Some horses, you do all this and they're running the pen. or trying to. But so far, so good. All right. Get an eye, move him over a little bit. Get him to just move over. I want him to turn his body. There we go. Just a different direction slightly. I might rope a foot. That's something I've seen done. By the way, a lot of this that I'm doing, stuff I've seen done. I'm no original fella. One guy I really like on YouTube, his name's Pat Puckett, and he trains in the California style, which is very different from a lot of modern training. I really like his stuff though, I really do. And I'm going to actually be trying a lot of that I've just been watching his videos with. I'm going to rope a foot right now. And just see if I can get him to yield to that. See if I can get one, that is. I'll step in front of me. Lost my camera, fell over when this horse was running around, I think. But I threw a loop and missed, but he still accidentally stepped in the loop as it was laying on the ground. So we got a foot, but he's really responsive to that foot of yielding to it. This is one of those pressure and release situations. I mean, this is really good. Because some horses, they'll fight you on that because they don't understand, like, you've got their foot and I need to go with it versus retract from it. That's pretty great that he's letting me do that. Because again, what's one of the foundational principles is pressure and release. If he'll yield that foot to me. Oh yeah, here was the piece of the puzzle of why the foot. The horse moves out of their feet, which seems like a tautology, doesn't it? The horse moves out of their feet, and that's what you're trying to get control of in the final analysis. But they're moving out of those feet. So you got to be able to control those feet with feel. Right? And not just merely like yanking on them. And we want to teach some feel. So at first there's feel, right? At first, and what feel, I think, means is I'm kind of more or less guiding. I have virtually no pressure on this foot. I just want something. And then I'll continue to add pressure so that he puts together pressure and feel and so forth. I'm going to get in here. I'm going to see if he'll let me in here. Yeah. And I want to lead him this direction from this foot. This is good. Same deal here. Rope the other foot. Two horses, essentially. Two horses. All right, I got a back foot, but it is the side I want. So that'll work. Let's see if he will move directionally this way. I need to let me in here. I'm gonna see if he'll come this way. I don't want him to go nowhere. Let's see. All right, let's see what he'll yield to me here. Easy, easy, easy. I got a hold of it, but we're all good. Not asking him to leave. I need another horse for this part of the project. I should have done that, I wasn't thinking. He's working it out. There we are. He's working it out. He's turning to me. Unless he puts it together here that I want him over here. Really and truthfully should have done that with a horse. This is part of the learning. Because I could have held him still if I'd have dallied. That wasn't really smart on my part, but I'm not known for that. Let's see if he'll come in by virtue of that feel. Good. This is great. He's coming to me. That's what I want. Good. There's some sort of yielding that foot to me, if that makes sense. He's not running off when I'm pulling on that foot. He's deciding, I will give you this foot. Here I come. So that's something foundational, right? I am going to ride them in, both these horses, in a Bosal Hackamore Hakima. Reading a great book, recommended to me, by the way, by Pat Puckett, who graciously answered emails I had for him. Anyways, the book is, well, These Were the Vaqueros. I couldn't remember it. These Were the Vaqueros by Arnold Rojas. And, you know, I'm picking up a bunch of Spanish words from it. Not to show off, but the one word I've said. But anyways, Hakima, Hackamore, you can hear it. And by the way, too, so vaquero is obviously Spanish, but as far as I can understand from a documentary I watched, vaquero, there's not really a V in there, even though obviously it's spelled with a V in English. They would say more something like vaquero, but with a baba. And you can kind of hear where that, as it started to move from California over into the Great Basin area, you hear that vaquero, buckaroo, you know, that probably wasn't quite how it went, but you know, the buckaroo, that's the Anglo vaquero, buckaroo. So buckaroo. Anyways, see if he'll come to me if I breathe him down. He's thinking. Good. I'm not sure the connection with the breathing, other than it relaxes your muscles. And there's something about that that's inviting to them, if they're thinking about you anyway. There's something about that that he comes in for. I think part of this is what some call hooking on, and that's why I did the rope on his feet, on his neck. He's hooked on to me right now. If you were yesterday, I led him by a horse, and I was going to lead him and her. Well, that didn't work at all. He was hooked on to her, right behind her, following her. And right now he's hooked on to me. All his attention virtually is on me. He's wanting to know, what do you want? What are we doing? Which is a good sign. Get that out of your mouth. So I just heard about this. So this is a Macate rein. This is really probably not what I should be doing with it. I just like that it has this leather end that you can kind of pop at them if you need to move. But I did hear that colts will chew on these. It's horsehair, and he just had it in his mouth. So there's that. Anyways, thought I just had as, and I've had when I've watched other people on YouTube. What's the stopping point? What are you after? Do you know? And I don't. Had he given me a lot of trouble with the roping of the feet or any of that, I would have spent my time right there. And then once he gave me that, if I'd have taken some good time, I would have quit. But nothing is the bother right now. He's not overexerted. He's not sweating, other than it is kind of hot right now. But it's not by virtue of us having a difficult time with something. So I'm just looking for something that maybe needs some touching, some touch-up. So I don't know quite what I'm doing yet in terms of where am I headed. I'd love to get a feel. Namely, I would love to start working on this. When I do this with my hands on a loose rein, I would love for him to follow the feel. He is not. Currently he's coming in. I don't want him coming in. I'd like for him to go out. So here comes the help right here. I'm going to help him out. I want him to follow this hand outward and go around me. There we are. He moves. Come back in with the feel. I moved and I shouldn't have. I'm trying to get him to understand. Follow this hand. I will quit with this hand when he moves. There's something. Let him think. He has to go forward. I have his rear end to a fence. He can take like one step back and he'll be at the fence. I need him to follow the feel. And if he will not, we give him help. You feel. Forward, you need to go. Here it comes. Here it is. That was all I wanted virtually.